Hey guys, it's Wendy Hutchinson. Just checking in with y'all. It's been a while since I've done a video or created any kind of content, and I just wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about what's going on for me and see if you're kind of going through the same thing. I've been really trying to stay detached from all of the drama and chaos that's going on in the world. There's so many people who are feeling so passionate about politics right now. We're coming up on a major election, and I want to say something about that. I'm not a political person, but I want to ask you all to really get clear about who you are and how you want to show up in the world, and how we show up in the world and our behaviors and our responses to everything happening in our lives has a huge impact on the people around us, and especially on our children. So I think it's really important that we spend some time dialing in and figuring out what our core values are and honoring them, of course, and making choices that align with them all the time, but also being mindful that everybody has a different opinion. Everybody has a right to hold their own opinion, and no one should be shamed or verbally attacked or judged for having an opinion different than our own. You know, it's fine to be passionate. It's great to be an advocate for something and really stand for what you believe in. I think that's so important. But I think part of being, in a democracy is having the opportunity to give everybody a voice, whether their voice aligns with yours or not. So that's my kind of 3-second commentary on what's happening in our political situation here in the US. It seems like there's just so much chaos and drama, and it's so much more than what we're experiencing politically here. We're really going through a huge, huge shift in all aspects of our lives. And we're being tasked with this huge, I don't know, I want to say huge project of changing how we do things in life, changing how we work in our workplace or our workspace, which is now home, right? Or changing how we educate our children, which is also maybe a hybrid of homeschooling and going to school in person, or all one thing or all the other. There's so many different things that we're being challenged to change and look at for ourselves. And I know everybody has opinions about it. Not all of them are good, because change is really uncomfortable. And when we're creating something new, we have to let go of something old. And we can feel very uncomfortable with that. It feels like, I was writing about this in some article I published, but I was saying it feels like you're wearing some clothing that's like a size or two too small, and it's really uncomfortable to breathe in it. And that's kind of how it feels emotionally when we're challenged to go through changes and to let go of things that maybe haven't been working in our lives, but we hang on to them anyway just because they're comfortable. So I guess my point is, when we're in those spaces, when we're in those uncomfortable physical and emotional spaces, there's a reason. And the reason is we're being pressed to really get clear about what our values are and what we want to align with and who we want to be and how we want to show up in the world. And then do that. And let go of all the things that don't align with those values and those ideals and those things that we hold near and dear to our heart, right? Because we tend to hold on to things far longer than we need to, because there's some level of comfort in the discomfort. I've definitely found that. And I see a lot of people around me holding on to things that just really don't resonate. But the future is so uncertain, and it's yet to be written and created, that people have a hard time letting go of that lifeline, even if they're tethered to something unhealthy or that doesn't align with them, and just letting go, and then stepping into that space of creating their vision of what they want in the future. It's so tough to jump and trust your parachute's going to open, right? But now is the time. Now is the time. If you pay attention to everything that's happening, all this chaos with natural disasters, all this chaos in our politics, all this chaos in our lifestyles, in our education systems, it seems like all of our foundational structures and all of the things that we have grown accustomed to, even if they weren't working well and we knew had to change, we've had a hard time letting go of. But this is a really pivotal time, because this is a time of creation. So what that means is we kind of wipe the slate clean, and we have an opportunity to really create the life and the community and the planet that we want to live on, whether that's cleaning up pollution or being eco-conscious or doing things that are more eco-friendly, or accepting what we cannot change and still showing up as our highest and best self, even if it's disappointing or emotionally difficult. I think that's the mastery. I think that's the mastery that we should be really working towards, is really accepting what we cannot change and control, and putting our energy back into ourselves and developing a healthy relationship with ourselves, and really asking ourselves, if you are one of those people that is so triggered by people not agreeing with you, let's just say on politics, on the candidate you're supporting, for example, you might want to look at that. Why is there this complete intolerance? Is it possible that all of that is driven by fear? Because if you're making choices and decisions based on fear, those aren't aligned choices, okay? I think there's a lot of deep fear programming and a feeling like, and this is what happens with fear, and I've talked about this before in other videos. When you're in a space of fear, you tip very quickly into a space of control. And with that control comes a lot of anger when you can't control other people's outcomes, frustration, emotional heat starts to come to the surface. And you're not showing up as your best self if you're raising your voice, if you're engaged in conflict. It's really important to honor the beliefs of every person on this planet, whether it's a differing religious belief, whether it's a different political belief, whether the person has different core values from you. Because here's the thing, we're all here to be unique individuals and to honor our truth and to show up in the world the way we feel is appropriate for us. We are all here to create change and to really follow our inner guidance and our inner truth. We are not here to align with what you think is best. There has been such a lack of tolerance that I'm seeing on Facebook, that I'm seeing expressed by people around me. And it really saddens me, because that's not the kind of community I want to be a part of. I want to be a part of a community, and I want to create a world where we have connection and tolerance and conversation and kindness, and where we allow everyone to honor their own truth, even if it doesn't align with ours, then we have, a more inclusive society. So I guess that's all I wanted to really talk about. When we go through these changes, these tumultuous times, and we feel like we're in those clothes that are just 2 sizes too small, and we're feeling very, smashed in and pressed and uncomfortable emotionally, I'm just going to ask you to breathe and pause and remember that everybody has a voice. Every individual is important. And it's important for us to make heart-based choices and not make choices based on fear. Okay? So if you can, just bring yourself back to center and really remember that we're here to be a community. And by fighting to be heard and fighting to convince others that you're right, actually creates more division than connection. So just some food for thought for y'all. I hope you all have a beautiful day. I hope you continue to align with your truth and support the causes you believe in, because we're all here to play a role, and whatever role you're playing is an important one. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great day. We'll see y'all later.